Welcome to season 13 of the Parenting Aces podcast, a proud member of the Tennis Channel Podcast Network. I'm your host, Lisa Stone, and this week we have Kade Applegate of KT Tape. You guys heard from KT Tape about a year ago when they launched a new line of products, and guess what? They've innovated yet again. They've got more great new products that are going to help all of us stay pain-free, hopefully injury-free, and help us to play as we're recovering from injury. So, the goal is always to stay on the court, get back onto the court as quickly as possible, but to do so in a way that's safe. You will hear Kade say this, but I'm going to say it too. Before using any kind of product, especially on a child, make sure you check with your medical professional, to make sure that it's safe for your child's situation and to make sure you understand the proper use, even with kinesiology tape. But I'm excited for Kade to be here and to share with y'all their newest product line. And also, for those of you that like to check out the show notes, there's going to be a discount code in there. So make sure you check that out before placing any orders with KT Tape. If you have access to the video version of this episode, either through parentingaces.com or our YouTube channel, I urge you to check it out because Kade does a little bit of product demo in the episode as well. So sit back, relax, and enjoy my conversation with Kade Applegate of KT Tape. Parenting Aces is providing this podcast as a public service. Reference to any specific product, service, or entity does not constitute an endorsement or recommendation by Parenting Aces, Lisa Stone, or Fit for Two Inc. The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on this program is not and does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. Always do your own due diligence before purchasing, hiring, or using any product, service, or provider. Kade, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. It's a pleasure to meet you, and I'm excited to hear what's going on at KT.
Thank you, Lisa. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So can you briefly just tell our audience what your role is at KT Tape?
Sure, I'd love to. So I am the head of product at KT Tape. So I get to work on all the fun new stuff that is coming out. And we have some recent product launches that I'm excited to share with you today. Within that role, we also do a lot of consumer research. We understand what the needs are of everyday athletes out there, whatever competition looks like for them, whether it's with themselves or in tournaments. And I also work closely with our sports medical advisory board to make sure that the products we launch are in line with the best medical recommendations.
So for people that aren't familiar with KT Tape, which at this stage of the game, I feel like you'll have become kind of a household name, but kind of give us a little bit of background of why the company exists, what it is that you guys are trying to solve for in the sports world, in the medical world, and where the two intersect.
Yeah, I'd love to. So kinesiology tape has been around for quite a while. A lot of people don't really know what it is. And then they're like, wait a minute, I've seen that because I watched professional sports. And if you watch the Olympics or most professional level competition, you can spot people with KT tape, which is a fun game we play in the office of, who saw KT tape in the NBA playoffs last night or whatever it may be, right?
Yeah.
The reason it's so popular with professional athletes and other athletes is because it is a lightweight support mechanism that can, still give you your full range of motion while providing some additional support to muscles, ligaments, and tendons. It also provides pain relief by lifting the skin and helping increase blood flow in that area to reduce soreness. So not only is it good during your athletic activities, but it also can help you recover afterwards.
Love that. And are there other brands of kinesiology tape, or y'all have a corner on the market?
No, there are definitely other brands out there. We are by far the dominant brand, and mostly in retail, you will see KT tape. There are a few other brands like Rock Tape, and Mueller has a tape, and some private label brands, and a lot of stuff on Amazon and e-commerce and on the internet. But we've been doing this for a while, and we've really dialed in our product to be high performing and long lasting. And that's the reason we've had so much success in this space.
And so what sets KT apart? I mean, I know listen, I'm a user, so you don't have to sell me, but sell our audience on why they should look for the KT brand when they're searching for this type of product.
Yeah, we've been innovating in the space for a long time. So a couple innovations that KT brought to the category that I can talk about were pre-cut strips. And so previously kinesiology tape was just one big long roll of tape, and you had to, cut it and trim the edges. And we still offer that today for people who prefer that, but we make it easy for quick taping needs with pre-cut strips that are already designed to 10 inches of length, which fits most taping applications. And you can just stick them on pretty simply and go about your day. We've also innovated all the variables within KT tape. So our fabric and materials, we do stuff a little bit different than the competition out there to provide really strong elasticity and stretch to make sure that you're getting good recoil and support for up to 7 days. A lot of the products on the market will not last as long as our product will. And so we're really proud of the work that's gone into enabling that up to 7 days wear time. Part of that, and another thing we've done is, in addition to the cotton tape, which is more of the traditional kinesiology tape, we were the first to bring a synthetic tape to market. The benefits of that are higher elastic recoil, it has greater water resistance, and it can last even longer than that cotton tape. So lots of products out there, lots of good reasons to choose KT tape brand. We like to, put it to the test and ask people if you haven't tried it and you've tried other kinesiology tapes, give it a shot and see for yourself.
Love that. And there's something in your adhesive too that's like, it's sweat resistant, obviously,
Yes.
because we see, if you watch professional tennis, there's always somebody that's got something taped, whether it's an arm, a thigh, a rib, an ab muscle. We see KT tape out there a lot in professional tennis. And as we know, for the majority of the year, professional tennis is played outdoors, and there's a lot of sweating that goes on the court.
Yeah, the water resistance is really important. The adhesive can stick on through not only tennis and rain. You can wear our tape in the shower. We have an extreme version of our tape, which has the strongest adhesive that people even wear playing water polo. So it can definitely stand the torture test, so to speak. And we also offer, in addition to the extreme, which I mentioned, we have our regular adhesive, and then there's a gentle option for sensitive skin. So for those people who maybe have, are prone to rash or redness on their skin, the gentle is a more skin-friendly option. That said, all those adhesives, the gentle, the regular, and the extreme, have gone through dermatologist testing. They're all latex free and hypoallergenic. So we take a lot of pride in making sure that consumer safety is number one, and we're putting products out there that are healthy for people.
You and I were talking before we hit the record button about using this product on children, and because this is Parenting Aces and we're all about junior tennis and college tennis, we do have a lot of children in our audience and parents of children in our audience. What is KT Tape's policy around using the products on kids and testing the products for kids?
Yeah, it's a great question. So we don't test on any kids. We always recommend you talk with your medical professional on how to tape and when taping is needed for children. That said, our number one driver of trial for kinesiology tape, for KT tape, is a medical professional recommendation. So we know when you go talk to a lot of doctors and athletics trainers and physical therapists that they are recommending our product across all levels, and you see it a lot in youth sports. But KT, even though we partner with medical experts, we are not the medical experts ourselves. So we definitely recommend that you check with your physician and make sure you do what's right for your kid, to give them what they need.
So the perception in my mind is that this is something that medical professionals use, that it's really complicated, and the layperson, going to buy a roll or a box of a KT product, comes home and is like, oh my gosh, how do I use this? What if I do it wrong? And so is there a wrong way to use the product that could cause further injury or damage? Kind of talk us through that whole process.
Yeah, our product is really safe to use for 99.9% of the needs out there. There are some common things that people do that maybe could help them have a better experience. So we can touch on those. But there is some hesitation from people when they see it applied by a medical professional and they see how they do it. They think, oh, I'm not a medical professional, so I can't do that. When it couldn't be further from the truth. Yes, we do recommend, with children, you talk to your medical professional and understand if taping is right for you, but that doesn't mean that they're the ones that always have to be taping, right? We make it really easy for kids and parents to understand different taping techniques. One of the best ways we do that is we have a free app where you can go download our app, and you can click on the body part that's hurting, and it'll bring up multiple videos that are laid out really well in short 1 to 2 minute lengths for you to understand how to tape, the key steps, and what to watch out for to make sure that you're doing it okay. And those videos are mostly just guidelines of the most common taping techniques based on the medical professionals we work with. Everybody can do adaptations of that to some extent to do what works best for them and what they feel like is successful. So lots of tools out there. We do like the app because it has the latest and greatest information based on our research and the medical professional recommendations, where if you just go to YouTube or you Google it, you might get something that is older and outdated and not as relevant. So go to our app for the latest information.
And and I don't mean to interrupt you, but we will have a link to the app in the show notes on ParentingAces.com. So make sure to check that and make sure that you do download the app to get, as Kate's saying, the most up-to-date guidelines on proper ways to use the tape.
Yep. Thank you. A few common things to watch out for are overstretching the tape. We see, because the tape stretches, sometimes people will really magnify that stretch and stretch it a lot. We only recommend, most applications, it can go from 0 stretch up to a maximum of 50%, but most applications are around 20% stretch from the original length of the tape. If you overstretch the tape, it can be more prone to causing skin sensitivity. So a little bit of redness because you have all that force pulling on your skin from overstretching it and then sticking it down. So that is one thing I would say. If it's better to err on the side of less stretch than more when you're applying it yourself. Other than that, there's just a few sensitive areas where you may want to be careful, like the inside of the elbow or the back of the knee or around the front of the neck can be some sensitive areas where you may not want the friction in the tape. But outside of that, people tape for all kinds of things and they find success. So we encourage people to test it out within those guidelines and follow the app and give it a shot.
So I want to just kind of reinforce that and say, for junior players, really any player, don't use this for the first time at a tournament. Try it out in practice sessions. Make sure that the player feels comfortable with the tape, comfortable with the tension, and comfortable with the range of motion that they have while using the tape. You don't want to try anything new in a tournament situation. So I'm just going to throw that out there.
Yeah, great advice. Definitely try it out ahead of time. Make sure you understand how it works and you feel the benefits, and just, it can uh, affect your proprioception and kind of your awareness of your body in space. Mostly positive, but you don't want to be trying new things in a tournament. To your point, another tip I would give is uh, try to apply it at least 1 hour before your activity. Usually for me, I'll apply it the night before, and that gives the adhesive plenty of time to dwell. Make sure you always apply to clean skin. One problem we see, tennis or other sports, could be people go put sunblock on, and then they're like, oh yeah, I was going to put some KT tape on. And right before they run out to compete, they slap some tape on really fast over the sunblock, and then they're sweating right away. And the tape's not going to stick if you're doing that.
Yeah.
Put it on clean, dry skin, let it sit for a little while first, and then it will last up to 7 days.
And you can then apply the sunblock after that, because
Exactly.
we definitely want you people using sunscreen when you're outside.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. So you guys have a new product line, that KT Ice.
We
And
do.
can you tell us a little bit about that, and what was the impetus behind the development of the new line?
Yeah, KT Tape Pro Ice just launched a couple months ago. We're really excited about this product. What we've done is we've taken our best-selling KT Tape Pro, and we've
Hold it up a little bit higher. There you go.
sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've added menthol to the adhesive for dual action pain relief. So in addition to the muscle support and the pain relief that you get from kinesiology tape, you now get that added cooling menthol pain relief that's pretty instantaneous, and then the long lasting pain relief of the kinesiology tape. So this is my personal favorite product. I apply it before, I wear it during, I wear it after exercise. The reason that we wanted to launch this, one of the main ones, is a lot of people are a little hesitant to try kinesiology tape. If they've never heard it before, or they've never tried it, they're not quite sure what the benefits are and how it could help them. But a lot of people have tried menthol before. They've tried icy hot. They're familiar with the pain relief that menthol can deliver. And they maybe even tried pain patches before, but the pain patches are typically not designed for movement. So if you're very active, playing tennis, playing sports, whatever it may be, often those pain patches won't stick on for very long.
Yeah.
Kinesiology tape can last up to 7 days. And so by adding the menthol right into the kinesiology tape, it gets more people to say, oh, maybe instead of buying my pain patches or my menthol cream, I'll give that product a try. They're about the same price, and I get the additional benefit of kinesiology tape. Then they experience what that tape can do for them, and suddenly they understand it. They've overcome that barrier to like, what would kinesiology tape do for me? And then our hope is that they continue to enjoy those benefits over the long run across a variety of products.
Yeah. It's great. And just to clarify, the cooling pain relief isn't like icing, where it's dangerous to work out because you've iced your muscles,
Right.
and you don't want iced muscles to exert themselves, because then you risk tearing. This is not that. This is not ice. It is strictly like putting Tiger Balm or putting Icy Hot or something else on the muscle to help relieve the pain.
That's absolutely right. It's a superficial cooling. Menthol works by kind of blocking some of the pain receptors and kind of tricking your body into thinking that it's iced. But it does provide that pain relief and that nice, tingling sensation for those people that like menthol, while at the same time you're getting the benefits from the kinesiology tape. So yes, this is not going to slow down your blood flow as a similar, icing product might. It's really that topical pain relief that you get from the menthol.
Okay, so I just have to say, and then I'm going to ask you if you wouldn't mind demonstrating the application of the tape. So
Sure.
for those of you listening to this, you might want to check out the video version on our YouTube channel or on our website, just so you can see Kade in action. But I want to just mention that one of my favorite products that you guys released in the last year, I guess, is the sleeve that is you keep it in your freezer and you can put it on your arm or you can put it on your leg or wherever after you exercise to provide the benefits of icing. And it's something that I use on a very regular basis. And I love that product. Can you just talk a little bit about that too, really quickly?
Yeah, so I'll hold it up for the people that are watching. We have our KT Health Ice Sleeve products. It just launched a little under a year ago. And what's nice about these is unlike ice packs that are out there that maybe we've all been there where we pull an ice pack out of the freezer. It can be really rigid and hard at first, and you're trying to drape it on a shoulder, a knee, an elbow. And at first it's like it doesn't conform to your skin very well. Even if it's a frozen bag of peas, you're like breaking up those peas to get it to like really fit. And then the second thing people do is like, oh, that's too cold on my skin. I need some barrier here, like a paper towel or a dishcloth or something. And then putting that on. And then once the rigidity goes away, you have some nice cooling for a moment. And then what happens? It gets wet, it gets soggy, it starts to perspire. And then pretty soon you're like, okay, I got dripping on my arm, my elbow, wherever it may be. And then I got to put this back in the freezer again. And so this KT Health Ice Sleeve that we launched stays flexible and comfortable even in the freezer. It will not go hard. It's made of a gel that you can slide right onto your knee, your elbow. It even works great on wrists and ankles, calves and quads. And you get 360 cooling that's super comfortable right out the gate. It has this nice, soft, flexible material around the outside, so you don't need that additional paper towel or dish rag or whatever it may be. And it will not perspire or condensate, so there will be no moisture building up on the outside. It's good for up to 20 minutes of cooling, which is what our medical panel advisory recommends is a maximum for icing in one specific area. And it can be very targeted, right, to those specific body locations. So you don't need to always jump in an ice bath and ice everything or do a pull or plunge. You can get right on that specific area. And then after that 20 minutes, you can throw it in the freezer, let it recharge. And if you want to do an additional round later on, it's available for you to do that. We include a resealable bag to store it when you're not using it or when you have it in the freezer. So it's not going to absorb those freezer smells. It's going to stay nice and protected in that resealable bag as well.
And I want to just again tout this product because I use it all the time. I feel like for any competitive player, it's a must-have. Like you can throw it in your little cooler that you take on court that you're keeping your drinks in. That can go in there so that as soon as you're done playing your match, you can put it on. When you're done, stick it back in the ice. It's ready for the next match. I absolutely love it. I take it with me every time I play now. And if I'm playing someplace that has a freezer, I'll throw it in the freezer. But I actually have a tennis bag that has an insulated pocket. So I just put it in there and it stays nice and cold for me for 2 hours while I'm playing and then throw it on. Yeah. So
I love that.
Yeah. And we'll have a link to that one too in the show notes because I really want y'all to check out this product.
One personal story, this is my son's favorite product. So he is 11. He plays a lot of sports. Right now, volleyball is his main thing. And he's always coming home like, Dad, my legs hurt. And so I had him try this out. And he's like, Dad, I need another one my size because I want it for both legs. And so then I got him another one. And it's almost become part of his bedtime routine where at least a couple nights a week, he's like, hey, can I get those ice sleeves tonight? Like, sure. So he'll go put them on and read in bed and then take them off when he's done reading and we'll stick them in the freezer for the next night. And he just loves it.
Yeah, yeah, no, they're fantastic. Okay, so demonstrate for us applying KT tape because again, as we were talking before we started recording, I was telling Cade that, I play a lot of women's league tennis, and whenever the conversation turns to injury and, oh, you should try KT tape. Oh, I couldn't try that. It's too hard. I don't know how to put it on, or I'm scared I'm going to injure myself further if I do it wrong. So Cade was like, yeah, let me just show y'all how this works.
Yeah, so Lisa, we hear that all the time because we'll go to different events, tennis, pickleball, races. I was at a Run Disney event a few weeks ago, and that's like the number one thing we hear is, I'm just too scared to try it myself. And so we do have that app out there. We also have some really good videos available through the app or our website, kttape.com, where you can watch how KT tape works and how to apply. But I'll do a quick demonstration. So I have a piece of kinesiology tape for the people that are watching the video, and I will talk through it for those people that don't have the video. On our tape, you'll see two little arrows, two little triangles, and those are the anchor point marks. So what you want to do is the 2 inches on the end of the tape, you want to lay those down with no stretch, and that's where you anchor the tape to your skin. And then the middle portion, you apply, a little bit of stretch, no more than 50%, typically around 20 to 25%, sometimes no stretch. So what I like to do is right there at that first anchor point, turn it this way so people can see, I will just pinch and pull, and that tears the backer a little bit. And I'll just tear right along there and then remove that part of the backer. So that 2 inches at the end of the tape. Then I will use that to anchor down to the part of my body that I'm taping. So for this, because it's easy to show the camera, I'm going to do a wrist taping application. So I'll anchor that right down on my wrist, kind of rub it in and let it sit. And then what I like to do is just tug on the tape a little bit, and that's going to help separate the rest of that backer from the tape, because you don't want to touch the adhesive. If you touch the adhesive, it's not going to stick as well. So you try to only touch that backer. So by giving it a little tug, the backer pulls away. And then I pull the backer off until I get to that next triangle at the other end of the tape. And I leave that 2 inches again. And then in the middle, I'm just going to apply a little bit of stretch and then lay it down with, again, that last 2 inches is sitting there at the bottom, and just kind of rub that in. So again, not a lot of stretch, just a little bit, rub it smooth. And this is our KT Tape Pro Oxygen that I'm using for people that are interested in that and wondering what tape this is. And then I peel the remaining backer off and lay that last 2 inches down with no stretch and just rub it all smooth. And then, wait 20 minutes up to an hour for it to dwell before I really go out and do a lot of sweating or physical activity.
Very cool. That is so easy. So easy.
It really is. And it takes a little bit of practice. Your first time, you might stick the tape to yourself or, you touch the adhesive on accident. Not the end of the world. It's okay. You can still smooth it out and wear it. But with a little bit of practice, I'm confident that you can be doing it yourself in no time at all. And the app is there to help you with anything that you need.
And the key is, again, to make sure that your skin is clean and dry before you put the tape on. So if you've, taken a shower and you immediately put lotion on, okay, well, no, you need to wipe the lotion off, dry your skin well, and then put the tape on. And then, as you said before, you can go ahead and put sunscreen or whatever else you need to do after that.
Yep, you can rub it right around the area that you applied the tape, that won't affect the adhesive at all, especially if you waited, a few minutes before being active. We also have a KT Tape Pain Relief Gel for those people that do like that topical pain relief. We've designed that to be compatible with our tape. Oh. So if you put our tape on and you have a little bit of pain or discomfort and you want that additional pain relief of a topical cream, you can put our pain relief gel right over the top of the tape and around it, or even apply the pain relief gel first and let it dry and then put tape over the top. And it's the only topical pain relief out there that was designed to work with kinesiology tape.
So it'll go through the tape onto the part wherever you're applying it?
Yeah, well, within our tape, we have
Wow.
a wave pattern in the adhesive. So there are breaks in the adhesive to allow it to breathe and dry. And so the pain relief gel can go through that same location to give you some comfort and pain relief there.
Very cool. What am I forgetting to ask you, Kate? I feel like we've covered a lot of stuff about your product line and the
We
new
have.
ice line.
I have another product that I'm really excited about that I'd love to share with you, Lisa, if that's okay.
Sure.
All right. So just in the last few weeks, we launched new KT Health magnesium creams. So these are topical pain relief creams. They are like lotions in that they have shea butter and aloe and jojoba oil and vitamin E and a lot of really skin friendly ingredients. What we've seen is magnesium cream has been growing in popularity over the last few years, and searches on Google just hit an all-time high for magnesium cream back in January. Lots of consumer interest in this product. And what's driving a lot of that is people are finding out that they can use this for sports and for their fitness routine, where historically a lot of magnesium creams have been more for restless leg syndrome or getting a good night's sleep. Now they're finding there are benefits in the warm up and the cool down related to your fitness levels. So we designed two products. The first is our warm up product. So it's KT Health Activate Magnesium Cream. And this has Arnica montana in it, which is a pain reliever and anti inflammatory, and a little bit of camphor to provide a light warming. So this is not as strong of a warming as some of the other products out there because it's primarily a magnesium cream, but you will get that gentle warming, and the Arnica montana will help to loosen up your muscles and get them ready for your activity. So we recommend you apply it, 10 minutes before you're going to be really active. You can do your light stretching and really get those muscles primed for your fitness activity. And then you can, go to your competition, play your game. And then afterwards, shower, get out of the shower. You can apply our other product, which is a KT Health Recover Magnesium Cream. And this one has all those same skin-friendly ingredients I talked about before, as well as menthol for cooling pain relief. So you can apply that after. It'll help with your recovery process and getting your muscles ready for your next game.
I love that. All right. And all of these products can be found on kttape.com. And we'll have a link to all of that in the show notes. I think you guys were going to set up a discount code for us as well. So I want to encourage everybody to, again, I'm not giving the discount code over the air. You're going to have to go to the show notes and get it. And make sure you use that to save yourself a little money. Junior tennis is expensive. We all know it. Any way we can help you guys cut back on those expenses, we're here to help. And thanks to KT Tape for offering to support that effort through offering a discount.
Yeah, thank you, Lisa. We're excited to share these products with more people.
Yeah, well, and I'm sure we're going to have you back because you guys are always innovating, always coming out with new stuff. It's been about a year since y'all were on last time, and already there are all these new things that I've learned about from you today, Kate, and I'm really grateful for you taking the time to speak with our audience. As I said, I'm a user of KT Tape. I'm a user of the ice sleeve is my favorite thing. And I'm thinking that magnesium cream needs to make its way to my medicine cabinet.
Yeah, we'll get you some samples, Lisa. You can try it out. It's a great product. Thank you for having me, and I hope we can do it again soon.
Absolutely. To my audience, thank you so much for tuning in. We will catch you next time on Parenting Aces.